Hey guys, this is Boniface. I'm going to go over with you guys a little bit of how to do part 3 of this. Now, we may not finish today. I don't know exactly how far this is going to go. My aim is for a video around 20 minutes. You probably now know better how long it actually is going to be. Might be a little bit longer, a little bit over, or a little bit longer, a little shorter. We'll see. So depending which class you are in, you might be in a variety of different spots right now. Many of my classes have written some good parts of part 2. Some people have not. But we're going to start here with part 3 today. And then no matter what class you're in, your teacher's going to come back and pick up the pieces later. Okay. So first, you'll notice there's the box at the top, and that's going to describe when you're going to do that extra credit project, if you choose to, the one that can give you all the extra points up to 10. Well, it varies by class, right? So anyway, if you're going to do that extra credit project, here's what you do. You need to talk about at least 2 of the 3 numbered things below. And you need to include like at least 1 image in your covering of that. And that's if you do a video, or if you do a presentation or a poster, or whatever you end up doing. Okay. So we're going to focus on how people's lives are affected there. Okay. So what the first one is housing. What aspects of climate would people need to plan for when building or owning a house in that area? So now this should be a certain amount of brainstorming. Okay. So because this is kind of a research guide, you aren't going to necessarily put them in complete sentences. You don't have to. But if you end up doing the project, complete sentences or complete ideas are definitely better. So what do we know about Seattle? Well, you live there, so you have some ideas. So, but you can also figure this out by going up here and looking at a lot of the demographic stuff, or not demographic, but a lot of the climate stuff that you recorded on that first day. Go back and take a look at it. Think about how warm or cold or wet or so on. So what aspects, so you could be something like Seattle is rainy many months of the year. And we know this because you can go see up here. And it's not like monsoon rainy, but look, rainy, rainy, rainy. Oh, but it looks like May and June, July and August and September aren't too bad. But starting in October again, it looks like there's rainfall through most of the year. Okay. Sorry, this is dizzying as I zoom back and forth. Rainy many months of the year, and it looks like mostly like October through like May-ish, right? Seattle is cool to cold. So it's not frigid, but it's cool to cold, right? So probably there's probably not a lot of snow, but rainy, right? Okay. What else would it need to deal with? If we knew anything about it being really windy, you can figure that out from Googling or something like that. You can do that. Okay. So, and then one of the things I often do, okay, is I often would Google like Seattle houses, and then I might turn on Google Images, okay, because that's not a bad idea. And this obviously is giving you like all sorts of images of people. Now, these houses often look very rich looking houses, but you can kind of see what type of things are there, because different parts of the world have somewhat different housing. So and as you know, it takes a lot to live in. It's expensive to live in Seattle. Okay, so there's no surprise there. Now, some of the things that you need to think about. So being cool. So what would you need to do? What are the houses made of? Okay, so you could be something like Seattle, and looking at it, mostly have houses that are made of wood siding. And this could be tied to the climate, because remember we wrote about before, this evergreen, local evergreen forest. Remember we talked about that earlier? If you go to Southern California, Obviously, they build houses out of wood there too, but a lot of their siding is not actually wood siding. They do other things like that. Okay? So their roofing, let's go look at the roofs. What do they Seattle has? So when I look at the roofing, so I see asphalt tiles. What does this one look like here? Wood, they have wood shingles. Okay. And some of this stuff is will be pretty obvious because you're so used to it that you may not notice it's as unusual. Okay. Houses have or wood shingles. There's some other ones that aren't, but those are some of the most common ones. Okay. What is on the side of every Seattle house? Gutters. We often have gutters. Okay. Seattle houses have gutters going down their sides. Now some of these fancy ones hide them better, but gutters on roofs to drain water. If you are from Southern California or anywhere else, like you won't see that, right? The water just runs right off the roof because it doesn't have gutters. Okay. Now, other things to think about: siding material. We talked about we need more insulation for cold winters. Okay. And we don't have any like really specialized thing like the houses being built on stilts or anything that I can think of. Let's see how okay, perfect. So, and again, mostly just bullet points, kind of like what do they deal with? They deal with rain. If you wanted to, you could always talk about like their housing in general, like things like we need storm drains for the rain. And drainage on properties to deal with rainfall. And you probably aren't used to thinking about this because it's all built in. And I mean, I didn't think of that as your age. I happen to be looking at my house now, but I didn't then. It was just like whatever happens to be there. Okay, so what do people in your region usually eat? Now, clearly, it says, I mean, it's just so. Let's just try Seattle. Food Seattle is known for. Here we go. Let's see what it comes up with. So it looks like a lot of, okay, well, let's see what we got. Yes, teriyaki. Actually, I don't know if you guys knew that, but we're known for our teriyaki, which I might spell wrong. Fix it. Teriyaki, fish, and other seafood. Because being by the ocean. Coffee, absolutely, coffee. Dairy products, interesting. Okay, dairy, I didn't know that one. Products, craft beer. And yes, it is a over 21 product, but we're not going to pretend faux. And other things like that. Okay, cool. What type of food do we produce? Okay. What type of food does Seattle? Food Seattle area. And I'd add area here for producing, or you could say Western Washington. Food, because Seattle's not going to produce that much food, right? Okay, here we go. We got number one producer for apples, blueberries, hops, apples. I didn't know we were actually that high for blueberries. That's interesting to know. Berries, hops, beer making, which really doesn't surprise me. Pears, spearmint oil. Interesting. I didn't know that. Spearmint oil. Okay. And sweet cherries. Wet cherries, apparently. Okay. And then you can see number 2. Okay. We also, it looks like we produce a lot of wine. So you can see there's a whole bunch of things you could list out in there and keep going. I, again, I'm not aiming at the A, and the A, you definitely could have a lot more. If they farm, any agricultural technique. So Western Washington, spell right, agriculture techniques. Okay, let's see what we can find. See, Google's our friend in this one. Let's see what we can find here. This may, rich soil, diverse climates, and large scale irrigation. Over here, so you can get some more stuff. We also do cattle, apparently. I'll add cattle to our list because it's nice to have something else. Cattle. Hops, hay. Okay, cool. And it tells you all sorts of things. Types. There's a focus on organic. That's interesting. I'm not surprised. Focus on organic techniques. And that doesn't mean only organic techniques at all. It just means that we definitely care more about it. Or at least there's more of a focus there. Global impact. Greens. So I'm not finding, it doesn't seem like they use any really specialized ones. But I might add this stuff that is known for rich soils, diverse climate, and large scale irrigation. So rich soil, and we do have diverse climates, right? Because with Eastern and Western is very different, diverse climates and large scale irrigation. Okay. Check our time limit here. Let's see if we can finish up. Okay, I think we'll be okay. A lot of water available for crops. Yes, there is actually. Washington State irrigation water origin. These are watersheds. Okay, so it seems like it's coming from these different Columbia, the Yakima, and the Snake Rivers. Where does it come from? The Columbia, Yakima, and Snake Rivers. Clothing. What is clothing like in your region? So let's find out. Common, Western, Washington, spiders, apparently. Clothing. Okay, let's see what we find. Oh, perfect for the Pacific Northwest. Okay, let's see. Learning so many things about where I live. Okay. Okay. Hemp. So they're looking like shorts there. metamorphic gear, urban lifestyle, dog leashes, headwears. Okay. So it seems like outdoorsy. Outdoors focused. I'm not sure this is the best website. So it's interesting to try things and then be like, I don't know if I agree with this. So, yeah. So it looks like, so maybe activity focused. Hiking, biking, etc. Clearly not all of us do this. Conclusion. Okay, let's go back to what we can find. Western Washington. Is Western wear? What's Western wear? That's probably like cowboy stuff. Yeah, that's not what I want. So another option is to be like Seattle. Photos. And just see. I get too much to people photos. See what people are wearing. Okay, so it looks like jackets, warm clothing. So it's kind of like jackets, jeans. Now, one thing that's always pointed out to me from the part is no umbrellas, or very rarely no umbrellas. We are not as many umbrellas. Is the clothing affected by climate? Yeah. So rain, weather means a lot rain jackets. As it turns out, we get a lot of drizzle. Not as many downpours. We don't. Means less umbrellas. We don't. And if you look at it, we have a lot of rainfall, but not like it's just common. It's not like 20 inches one month. Okay. So damp clothing, like jeans are great, but don't need super insulated jackets or pants like in extremely cold areas of the US. So hopefully that helps. Do we get it all? So we got it all. So there you go. Obviously this is kind of like A more to B, like we get the stuff down, but if you are, this is a research guide. So if you're going for the project, definitely turn into a better writing. This is more train of thought, obviously. So hopefully that helps you. Thanks.